high. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you for that, Chloe. Those were nice words.
And
tell me the truth later.
And secondly, I just wanted to do a shout out to Mission Dragon Boat and the team here because they've done an amazing job of making us all feel welcome, attending to all the athlete needs and the needs of the organization and all that kind of good stuff. We are always thrilled to be in Montreal. We can't wait to come back. It's been an absolutely phenomenal experience, which is what we've all come to expect. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you for trusting us, Chloe. Mission Dragon Boat, that's what we want to do, is we want to make people feel comfortable in Montreal doing what we all love to do, which is dragon boating. And here we go. Race number 246 has started. We are now watching in lane number 3 the Iron Dragons Cannons, followed by the True Grit Slaydies. Now, is there friction between these teams? Let's find out. Lane number 3, lane number 4, these are your favorite teams. They are last to leave. And we have l'équipe Kerozen de Trois-Rivières qui partent pour l'heure dans leur course du championnat canadien dans le bateau numéro 5. Tous nos fans, nos super fans dans la région de Trois-Rivières qui écoutent sur le network HTN. Dans le couloir numéro 6, on a H2O. H2O avec un gros départ. Comme d'habitude, ils vont être suivis par Bytown, Sportchicks, un gros départ. Je parle de gros départ, on regarde numéro 6. Vous voulez voir des gros départs? Venez voir H2O dans n'importe quelle catégorie, n'importe quand, n'importe où, ils vont avoir des gros départs. Et finalement, c'est True North Senior Women. True North, non, voilà. Ça, c'est True North. Our last team to depart is True North, and they are taking off as they always do. Look at the precision. That is pretty amazing by True North. You don't do that. You don't look like that by paddling once a week looking at the birds. You put your head down. You work really hard. You absorb the knowledge of your coach, Chris Edwards, and you become a Canadian champion, as they have on the 500 meters. Will they be Canadian champions on 2,000 meters? That is to be determined. We are already at turn number 1, and it is the Vikings going around the turn buoys. It looks like turn number 1 is nice, is good for the Vikings. The Vikings are handling it well. Nice turn, Vikings. Who is steering that boat? That is RC Material Assets going around the turn. I really want to know who that Viking steersperson is. That was a stellar turn. And the Iron Dragons, we know they're going to have a tight turn. They can steer. Look at this. Is it disruptive to hit a buoy? Possibly, but you are cutting down a heck of a lot of distance. And here comes, is that True Grit in 4, the Slaydies? I'm getting my lanes wrong here, possibly. Those are the Slaydies right there. And the Slaydies are hitting those buoys very nicely. It seems to me the Slaydies might have made up a little bit of time on the cannons. And let's look at the Trois-Rivières turn. Beautiful turn by Trois-Rivières. And now we have our Bytown Sportchicks going around the turn, or approaching the turn. Again, the Sportchicks from the Ottawa region, they take this seriously. They have raced at the Olympic Basin before. They know what they're doing. And True North, your 500-meter champions, they are going for it here. Let's see how their turn ends up for them. They might be going a little wide. Chris would agree with me on that. Chris is a realistic coach. He'll call it as he sees it. I'm calling it as I see it. I think True North has had better turns and will probably have a better turn on their next attempt here. And we are looking at turn number 2, and we are looking at the Vikings. Now, the Vikings had a really good turn. You can see boat number 2 really pouring it on here. Boat number 2, they want to try and gain right away. This is where things get interesting. That is the right away buoy. They do not have right away. Vikings should take the inside aggressively now. They should take the inside aggressively, make sure they leave no room whatsoever for boat 2, and that is exactly what they are doing. Now, super fans out there probably know this, but just in case, if you're given right of way and you don't take it, the other team is allowed to take it away from you. But the Vikings took it. They took right of way, and they are having another excellent turn. They are really having an excellent turn. Unfortunately, the MACterial assets have gone a little wide themselves. Very wide, actually, the MACterial assets. That is going to cost them in their race. Now, of course, we are missing a buoy here. We're missing a buoy, so this is a last-minute adjustment. The teams probably saw that before starting the race, but those are the cannons with a good turn. 22 Dragons with an okay turn. Pretty good turn, but either way, 22 Dragons seems to be catching the cannons at the moment. Boat number 5, Kerozen, is going around the turn, and they might be taking it a little wide. It is a little deceptive not having that other turn on the apex. It is throwing some of our steers people off, as it would. It would probably throw me off, probably throw everyone off. Well, it did not throw off the Vikings, I can tell you that. Let's see what happens with the Sportchicks. Does it turn them off, or do they see an opportunity to really get in tight with that buoy? And let's see how True North does on their second attempt here. True North going a little wide again. Oh, what's going on? Do we have some action somewhere? Where? Oh, I missed. Boat 6 went off course. Boat 6, that's H2O. I did not catch that, but the Catherine, our professional announcer, did catch Boat 6. No? Oh, it was Lynn, who's not a professional announcer, and got me all excited. So we're not too sure. We'll get a recap from Catherine after what actually happened. Okay, we might have some action right here, and that is the MACterial assets wanting to pass the Vikings. The Vikings, again, with just absolutely amazing turns all championship. Oh, and we are going to have a crash, and we have a crash here at the Canadian Championships. The Vikings have just crashed into the MACterial assets. Vikings, who had complete control up to now. Those are the Vikings who showed just amazing turns, have now crashed into the MACterial assets. And they are opening the door. They're opening the door for the cannons in there. The cannon's going to shoot a cannon here. Let's see what happens going around this very exciting turn number 3. So the cannons are starting their turn, and 22 Dragons, a steersperson, 1 foot up on the gunnel to get maximum leverage around the turn. So we have cannons going around. Vikings, who are a little bit frazzled here after their crash with the MACterial assets. And we might have a really good turn here by 22 Dragons. 22 Dragons, really, what a turn by 22 Dragons going on the inside. Beautiful turn by 22 Dragons. And we also have 5 and 6. Kerozen and H2O. H2O taking the inside on Kerozen. Look at that turn by H2O. Beautiful turn, and good turn by Kerozen as well, staying close on the outside. And that is True North taking a tight turn, unfortunately forcing Bytown to take a much wider turn. It's very unfortunate when that happens. It's not Bytown's fault that they got caught at that moment, but that's going to slow them down. Now, we had certainly had a lot of action in this race. I don't want to advocate crashing, but whew, that was kind of fun. And here we go. Bytown now. They have a straightaway. These are strong paddlers here. Viking. I don't know what happened to Viking there after 2 absolutely amazing turns by the Viking steersperson. They lost control and crashed with the RC MACterial assets crew. Now we have lots of crews bunched up here. I believe 22 Dragons, after their absolutely amazing turn. 22 Dragons had a really good turn number 3, and it shows they have a lead now. And this is MACterial Assets looking really good. They're going to end with a good race. They might even get a time bonus for being hit by the Vikings. Let's look at 22 Dragons now. 22 Dragons is determined to win this race, which they will most likely do. They have passed the Iron Dragons. They've passed the Vikings. And I believe the time gap will be in their favor to win this. But let's not forget how well the MACterial Assets did in that race. That was a MACterial Asset. Everyone had a really good moment in that race, including the Vikings with 2 really good turns. Also noticing the Vikings have 18 paddlers. So they did that with 18 paddlers, really good control. That is boat number 6 crossing right now, which is H2O, followed by Bytown, Sportchicks, and True North. True North is most likely going to be your 2025 champions. They are crossing the line. They're feeling good about themselves. And these are your Sportchicks now. Sportchicks having an excellent race. They had an unfortunate situation on turn number 3 where they were forced to the outside. That has nothing to do with their paddling power.